Hello, and welcome to another edition of Only in Illinois, your weekly video recap from Reboot Illinois. I'm Matt Dietrich, and this week I want to talk a little bit about a curious dynamic that's developed in the state budget negotiations between Governor Bruce Rauner and the state's two top Democrats, House Speaker Michael Madigan and Senate President John Cullerton. Normally, in a high-profile and tense negotiation situation like this, the parties involved feign politeness in public and then yell at each other once they get behind closed doors. In this situation, the opposite is happening. By all accounts, their meetings behind closed doors are cordial and friendly. But as soon as Governor Rauner steps out in public, he's saying things about Speaker Madigan and President Cullerton that imply that they're part of a corrupt system and that they benefit from this corrupt system. Well, this week, Governor Rauner took his rhetoric up a notch with a 30-second ad that sharply attacks Speaker Madigan. If you haven't seen it already, let's take a look.
Illinois is at a crossroads. Mike Madigan and the politicians he controls refuse to change. They're saying no to spending discipline, no to job-creating economic reforms, no to term limits. All they want is higher taxes. Again.
Change in Springfield isn't easy, but you didn't send me here to do what's easy. With your help, I'm going to keep fighting to grow our economy and fix our broken state government.
Madigan's response to the ad was restrained, and in a press conference on Tuesday, he stuck to his script, which says that basically Governor Rauner needs to stop bringing his non-budget issues like term limits and other reforms into the budget talks.
Concerning the governor's TV ad, I would just say what I've said previously, that TV ad takes this to the extreme. It takes it away from moderation. It's just like the other non-budget issues.
In an appearance on Monday on WTTW's Chicago Tonight, Cullerton told host Carol Maureen that he tried unsuccessfully to dissuade Rauner from even launching the ad campaign. He says it's all a part of bringing campaign-style politics into the budget negotiation.
Okay, so take us back in the room. Does he say to you, does he say to Mike Madigan, directly to your face, you're machine, corrupt,
no.
conflict of interested guys?
No, he's never said that. He's always very pleasant. He
so
just says,
can you account for this sort of dyslexic, if that hasn't happened in the room, but it's happened in his press conferences, and we may see it in these ads, what's your interpretation of your relationship with him?
You know what? I just want to work together to try to pass a budget that he can sign. And I'm not going to do any name calling. I'm not going to react to his name calling. I would urge him to not do his name calling.
Haven't you reacted in private to his?
Well, he hasn't started yet, and hope he doesn't. I mean, I've just said, don't do these ads. We've been working on a budget.
You have said that to him?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Don't do these ads. We've been spending time here trying to reach an agreement. When you have to compromise...
And what does he say to you when you say that?
He just smiles. We'll see. When you try to...
When you have big personalities arguing over a big issue like the state budget, it's easy to get distracted by the name-calling and the gamesmanship. And you can't deny that with Bruce Rauner and Mike Madigan, the back and forth itself is pretty compelling. But we can't lose sight of the fact that if this budget standoff goes very far into the summer, we're going to have some very serious and very negative consequences. Cullerton spoke about those in his interview with Carol Maureen. We
cannot have the state shut down. The people, maybe in the Chicago area, don't realize how important it is what the state does.
We've only got 2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks can be an eternity in politics. We also have to make sure that the schools open. I mean, the schools literally could not open. Over a third of the money that comes to schools comes from Springfield. And so what's at stake is critical.
Rauner is the first Republican governor Illinois has had for 12 years, and he brings a completely different approach and strategy to the office than any of his Republican predecessors. That's why it's so hard to tell if any real progress is being made in these budget negotiations. All we know for certain is they'll be back in Springfield every Tuesday from here on in. Until then, please check out rebootillinois.com for updates. And I'll be back again with another update and hopefully some progress to report on next week's Only in Illinois. Thanks for tuning in.